Something I've noticed on TikTok that's very sad. There's a lot of women on here whose bio says mom, but it don't say wife. That grieves me, man. And every profile I've been seeing like that is a woman who's a doctor or a nurse or a therapist or that graduated with a master's from whatever. These women are killing it in life. And so it's not like they're just some, to speak away, it's not just some bimbos out here messing around. Right? These are smart women. These are intellectual. It just kills me and saddens me, honestly, because I know God's design for mankind, for men and women, is not that. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Israel's laws in the Old Testament, there were so many laws that protected single mothers and if you didn't have a man, you kind of were screwed, because God made it in such a way that the man provided. And just the ancient world was a different place, and God clearly cared for people in those positions. But the idea that, and I think there's stats that have shown this, especially regarding like termination of life in the womb sort of thing. It's a lot of women that wouldn't go through with things, and I think women that would be probably more like waiting till marriage type of deal, if it wasn't these guys out here failing at leading these women to do stuff they probably wouldn't do if the guy hadn't been so suggestive of it. What do you think about God's design for the act that should only take place between a man and woman who are married, that sacred act? And you think about how the culture is just sort of pushed, like, do that whenever you want, with whoever you want. And then it leads to that difficult life. As a husband, as a man, I know single fathers, that would suck to be a single father. That would be such a hard situation. And then obviously women, man, how do women do it? Single mothers, that's crazy. God has made you to have that partner, that husband or wife, to help you raise the kids and be with you through those hard times and go. And so the idea of like by yourself doing that, it's a sad thing. Obviously, there are some situations, divorce or whatever other kind of thing. You did marry the man, you did blah, blah, and then you got divorced, or he cheated, whatever. There's terrible situations like that also. But by and large, it's such a culturally promoted thing of like promiscuity and sex outside of the context of marriage. And it's just sad to see. So shout out to those women who still figured life out and killing it. But it's a situation that people don't have to be in. And unless something changes culturally, primarily the gospel really taking root in people's hearts, like, that cycle will continue. And this is not the way it's meant to be. If you a lady out here who is not in that situation, don't end up in that situation. Wait on the right guy who's going to commit to you and actually marry you before y'all do that, as God intended.